Hi, everyone, and we're live. So, to the person that has been targeting me, your tactics didn't work. I've still gone live, is what I'll say, first of all. I appreciate each and everyone being here. I wish I wasn't having to do this, guys. I really do. But I think sometimes you've got to take a stand for what you believe is right, you know? And I've heard many people approach me about this particular individual. And it's become clear that she uses the same tactics with everybody when they disagree with her point of view. And that is to threaten police action, to threaten legal action. You know, that's what bullies do. They try and scare people into not telling their story. So I think we should just get straight into it. And first of all, thanks everyone for being here. Appreciate it. I genuinely do. I don't think anybody in this community should ever suffer a bully, especially not one that makes it about them and tries to make themselves the victim. So this all started nearly 12 months ago, guys. It's ridiculous that we're still here. And I'll be honest, I'd forgotten about it for 6 months. I carried on. I focused on this channel, on growing this, hopefully growing it for all of us. You know, that was my plan. Keep growing the community, all of us supporting each other. And that way, we all grow together. And you'll have to bear with me with any questions in this chat, guys, because I think it's going to be a busy one. But we will get to them. And I'll stay live as long as I have to answer them as well. So, and I'm happy to stay live as long as this takes. I have got work tomorrow, so let's hope it's not that long. But yeah, I'm going to give you a bit of a story. And it's bizarre. This person's calling me a bully and a thug. The thug is a recent thing, by the way. So I don't know where that's come from. I don't know if it's because I've started cutting my hair a bit shorter or because I've got tattoos. Maybe that makes me a thug, you know. But if I'm being honest, I'm 44 in a couple of weeks. I'm cutting the hair a bit shorter to try and cover the grey and the bald spot. You know, it happens to all of us, I'm afraid, as we get older. And the tattoos, if people know me, they're actually memorial tattoos. This was for my sister that passed away a few years ago. And this one's for my mum that passed away when I was 26. So that's what they are. I don't think they make me a thug. So I'd be interested to hear why it's gone from a bully to a bully and a thug now. That's just something I would personally like to know. But there we go. Those of you that know me, my name's Andy. Okay. I run a resin channel. This is why this is so bizarre. It started off as a wood carving channel about 6 years ago. And if you want to go back and look at the first video, I look about 12 in that. So I've not aged well. But that's my first video. I then met, I saw a few videos, a few artists, and I started mixing resin and pouring it on the wood. And I was like, this is amazing. And I'll be honest with you, the community is what drew me in. I love this community. 99% of the people out there are genuine people that just want to help everyone. You know, you ask them a question, they'll answer. There's none of that protectiveness. It's not, this is my recipe to do it. This is how you must do it. 99%. But I suppose for me, YouTube is a reflection of real life. And there will always be bullies out there that, for whatever reason, whether it's jealousy, I don't know, whether it's fear of losing views themselves, they will target other channels. And the problem I've got with this particular bully is the fact that they try and threaten me with legal action, and they did get the police involved. So to take you all back, I want to take you all back to, when did this all kick off? Well, it was Good Friday I did the first live, so nearly a year ago, let's say. And it all started off because I joined a Discord group. I'd got an email from somebody, invited me to a Discord group, said, hello, come and join the Discord. It's a great collaborative community. It'd be great to do a collab together at some point. We all support each other. You know, that was great. I thought, you know, I'm going to join this Discord. It sounds amazing. Like-minded people. And I joined. And I was part of that community for probably about 6 months. And I was in that more than the person that actually owned that Discord. Supporting others, answering questions where I could, again, around filming my own videos, around a full-time job on top of that. I tried to be in there as much as possible. Everything was fine for the first few months. Then this person's views became very apparent to me that they were getting more and more negative in the DMs that they were sending. specifically to me, probably to others in that group. I don't know. I don't have proof about that, so I'm not going to say that. But to me, definitely. And there were some weird comments coming up about other creators. And I'm going to share those later on, so they will be shared. Hi, Patty. Hi, everybody in chat as well. Sorry, I've not got a chance to say hello to everyone, as you can appreciate. I'm trying to also show the comments as they come through. But yeah, it was going great for a few months. Everybody was dead supportive. Everybody was growing. You know, it was amazing. We're all growing together. And it was going well. I didn't think anything apart from these odd comments that were coming from this individual about other artists, like watch yourself around that person, for example. And I will share the DM later on, so you will see it. You'll know it's not just my words. So yeah, things like that. It's a little bit strange and you don't expect it. It wasn't Renee. So I just want to be clear, because of the Zachary Michaels thing that I've seen recently, and it shows how far this has spread, that a channel like that's even picked it up, you know. It's not Renee. I do know the Renee scenario, and it's not them. This is a UK-based artist that many of us know, you know. And if you watch their videos, there's probably a few clues in there, but you wouldn't think anything of it. You would think this person has the same vision, and that's what really hurt me. And if you want to go back and watch that first video, you can. It's still live. I've not taken it down. It hurt me because I thought this person had the same vision as me, which was to help people with resin, which was to help people grow on YouTube if they had questions. You know, and now it's just rearing its ugly head again. So that was the start of it. Then there was a disagreement in the Discord. Many of you in the comments were there at that point, and it was regarding a particular brand and a particular product, which is this one here, which I'm going to turn off actually, just in case it goes off whilst we're live. But it was regarding that particular product there, which was resiners. You know, it was resiners. And all I said to this person is people deserve to have their own opinion. That was it. And I'm a firm believer of that. I was quite diplomatic. And I said, do you not think people can make their own opinion about a product? And where this had been building up is this person had been literally sending me messages day after day. It's rubbish. It doesn't work. I've got a specialist technical person who works for, I think it was 3M, who's going to be investigating that product and showing that it's a fake and it doesn't work and it's just overpriced and essentially it doesn't work. Then 2 months later, the person messaged me and says, Andy, it works. I've got that DM as well if you want to see it. And then it suddenly became too expensive, you know. And I'm a firm believer. In life, you pay for what you get sometimes, you know. There probably is cheaper models that do the same thing. Take the VOCs out the air. But you pay for what you get. And it's up to you what you choose to do. Some Fridays, when I'm skint, which is most Fridays, I'll go to the Tesco's frozen aisle. I'll get a frozen pizza. Do I expect the same as if I ordered a pizza from Papa John's? Probably not, you know. So there's that side of things. And, you know, I genuinely think it's up to you. It's like if you want to buy a car, you know, you can buy a Ferrari, you can buy a 20-year-old Ford Focus. They'll probably do the same job. They'll probably get to you where you want to be, you know. And this person at that point booted me from the Discord. Now, this person at that point accused me of bullying and threatening her. And that's why I was out. Apparently, it was universal with all of the mods within 3 seconds. How she'd spoken to all the mods within 3 seconds, I don't know. I don't think it's possible in this day and age. But again, I've got the threat, and I'm going to share that threat with you all. And I want you to tell me if it's a threat. And basically, I'm going to show you the whole story of events tonight, because I don't think it's that it was a threat. I think she viewed it as a threat to her views. And I think she viewed me as a threat to her views. And I think she's done this many times in the past. You know, I am going to show the messages. Don't worry. That's what tonight's all about, because I want to clear my name. First of all, I'm not a bully. Second of all, I'm certainly not a thug and a bully. You know, anybody that knows me in this community knows that my passion comes from helping other people. And I forgot about it for six, 7 months. I didn't post anything about this because I just thought, hopefully this person had moved on. They haven't. They've just moved on to somebody else, and then they've come back to target me. And as recently as last weekend, this person clearly had issues with me going to meet another resin artist IRL. And I'll share that story as well. You know, this person is jealous of when they see other people grow. And I've got the facts to prove it. I've got the way that she talks about suppliers to prove it, when yet she still promotes those suppliers on her channel. You know, this is the sort of person we're dealing with. But before I get into the who's, because I'm not going to reveal them. They've already revealed themselves many times. But I'm going to show you where they have revealed themselves. And as recently as last week, they were sending DMs to people saying, it's me that Andy's talking about, and it's all lies. Hopefully by the end of this, you can all make your own decisions. You know, I didn't want any of this to happen. I love this community. That's why I'm here. That's why I dedicate most of my life outside of work to this resin community. You know, I spend 20, 30 hours a week on my channel doing videos, doing edits, doing lives, trying to get people introduced to different amazing artists. I do lives every Tuesday. Do I do it self-promote? Probably a little bit. If I'm being completely transparent, I'm hoping to grow along with everybody else. But that is the difference for me. I want to grow with everybody. I don't want to grow bigger than everybody. I want everybody to grow together. I'm so excited. I've got a live coming up next week where I've got a bigger artist. I've got Michelle coming back on from Glitz and Glitter on Tuesday, which will be amazing, you know. And then I've got a smaller artist coming on with only 50 subscribers in a few weeks' time. That's what it's about for me. It's getting those smaller channels so that they can have eyes on them as well, and we all grow together. You know, that is my vision. That is my plan. That is my dream with my channel. That's what I want to keep doing. And that's what most of this community wants. It's just the few bad apples that spoil it. And I'm one of those. I was brought up to never back down to a bully, you know, especially not a bully that makes it themselves the victim when I've done nothing wrong. But I will show you where she publicly slandered my channel and has since removed that comment, as she has edited many other comments, which I can again prove. And I'm going to do it live. She's not going to like this. She's probably watching right now. But it is what it is. Enough is enough. It has to stop, not just for my sake, for this community's sake. This community is one of the best communities you'll ever get into. And it's just the few people that are trying to, I don't know, almost control the whole community. And that's what I think it is. I think it's a control thing. But this person doesn't deserve to control other people's destinies. I've had people reach out to me after that first live saying it happened to them. And because of those reasons, they've stopped doing videos. That makes me sad because their videos, some of them were amazing. And I remember some of these artists going back 9 months ago, for example, one of them. And I'm not going to name them because I don't know if they want me to name them, but I will share their story. You know, they had a run-in with this person. They got bullied, essentially. They got comments on their video. They got booted from a Discord. Sounds familiar. They got threatened with the same as I have. And I'm going to read out a cease and desist order, or demand, as this letter says, in a minute to you all, and got threatened with the police. Now, those of you that don't know my story know that the police were involved at one point, which, again, I think is bizarre for the reasons why this person gave. This person said to the police that they feared for their life because I knew where they lived. I didn't know where they live. I knew that they were based somewhere, I thought, in the West Midlands. That's all I knew. There's a lot of houses there. There's a lot of door knocking to do to try and find one person. But this was the accusation. 43 years of age at the time. I had people on my doorstep from the police. I had my daughters with me. I have them at weekends. And the police were knocking at my door because apparently this person didn't have my contact details. That was the first lie they told the police. And I'll share the evidence of that as well, because I have an email from them. I have a text message from them, and they clearly have my address because they've sent me this letter. So I'll share that, lying to the police and wasting police time. I value the police. I think they've got a very important job to do, and they don't need to be getting involved in a petty squabble with somebody that has a disagreement with a YouTube channel. But this person, I don't know if she thinks it adds gravity to every comment or every message she sends people, but she keeps mentioning Nottinghamshire police, you know, and I've got evidence of that as well. You know, it has to stop. I've had enough. This community's had enough, you know. We want to just crack on. We want to make resin. We want to have fun. That's what this is all about. And this is actually putting people off coming into the community. I love resin, you know. I think it is an amazing art form, and I think most of the community is great. And what scares me is I really think we're going to grow over the next couple of years. I really think resin, I'm getting people in real life asking me about resin, which for me is exciting. But then I think if they get one of these emails inviting them to this Discord and they don't know better and this happens to them, they're never going to come back into the community and we're going to lose some amazing artists, you know. I don't want people to be worried about starting a channel. You should do what you want to do, you know. Start your channel. Majority of this community will support you. Do not let the bullies win. It is as simple as that, because if you do, it spoils everything. So, again, this is the cease and desist demand notice, what this person has sent. Not from a signature, because they didn't think it was worth spending the money with a solicitor to actually get a solicitor to write one of these. And looking at it, there's no without prejudice on it, you know. First thing I would know from my legal experience, when I've dealt with legal matters, 95% of the letters that I've received from a solicitor regarding anything legal will have without prejudice at the top. That's the first thing they do usually, so that you don't share it and it doesn't show any guilt. I don't even think it's ChatGPT. I think this is an old template what this person's used time and time again. And again, I'll share evidence of that. I've got the evidence and I will share it as we go through this live, but I want it to be factual, and I will. And I'm going to read this out, and I want you to tell me in chat, does this sound like a genuine person that is scared, bullied, or does it sound like somebody that's worried that they're going to get caught out for what they've done? Because no law has been mentioned in this letter that I'm supposed to have broken. There are no specific allegations in this letter for me to respond to. What this letter is to me is somebody trying to cover their tracks using legal terms which they have got from a template. So I'm going to read it out, and I'm going to let me know what you think. So, dear Andrew Rogers, there you go. You now know my surname. It's out there. Demand to cease and desist from harassing and defamatory conduct. You are hereby instructed to immediately cease and desist from the following actions, whether directly or indirectly. And I'm trying to share these comments at the same time. Monitoring, tracking, or observing my online or offline activities for the purposes of gathering material about me. This person doesn't want me to gather evidence. I'm sorry, I have already got that. Collecting, compiling, or documenting information about me without my consent. You know, if you didn't like what you were putting in it, don't send it to me, is my response to that, because 90% of the evidence has been provided by you, is what I'll say. Not including my movements, associations, communications, online or present. You must not create, publish, post, or distribute any videos, audio recordings, written content, or social media posts that reference me, depict me, or are reasonably identifiable as relating to me, whether explicitly or by implication. And I just want to point out at this point, I've never publicly named this person. They have me. I've never publicly named them. I will tonight. You must not repeat, amplify, or encourage others to engage with such content on any platform. I think that includes this platform. Sorry. You must not make or imply false, misleading, or unsubstantiated statements and present them as evidence about me, my character, my conduct, or my intentions. This will serve as your legal notice to cease and desist. All further actions described above. You are hereby instructed to comply with this letter immediately or face legal sanctions under the applicable law. Please give this very important matter the utmost attention. I'm giving it the utmost attention. That's the attention I'm giving it. Now, at the end of the day, as far as I'm concerned, this person spent £10 sending that to me. You know, I think she should have spent, if she genuinely believed her case, what she should have done is spent £300 with a good solicitor and got them to write that letter. You know, at the end of the day, that to me is somebody trying to cover up their tracks. All it is. And there's been numerous accounts of this over the past couple of days. I'm not going to share them all. You know, that's the letter that this person has sent me. Now, again, I said I'm going to let them reveal themselves. So I am, you know, because the other day, this is just last week, they revealed themselves to 10 people, at least, that I know of, that have sent me the DM that they've sent to them, which is basically, they've told everybody it's them that I'm talking about and that it's all utter lies. But before I go on to that, I need to get my screen ready because I want to take you back to the first time they slandered my channel and said who they were. So I have not told anybody who they are, but it's always been there for people to find. Now, this person was one of the first people I had on one of my lives. You know, one of the first people I had on my lives. You know, that live is no longer there. However, there is still a video on my channel with this person in. And the reason why is I can substantiate that this person has put a comment on there which slandered my channel, which was live on there for 2 months before they removed that comment. So, who wants to know who she is? Let me just get something ready for you all. I need to share my screen. And again, I don't want to do this. I really don't want to be doing this. But I feel like I've been left with no choice. And that is the problem. I think at the end of the day, this person has done this to themselves by doing it to numerous other channels. I'm sorry, I'm just opening a document, so I've got it ready. And I'm just going to try and get the link off that. And I want you all to do me a little task if you've got 2 seconds before we continue with this live. I'm going to put a link in the chat in a minute to one of my earlier videos. And I want you to go on this and I want you to see if there's any negative comments. You know, I think you'll find, where's the video? Here it is. So let me put the link on. I'm going to put this link here. And I want you, if you've got 5 seconds, to go on this, look at the comments and see if there's anything negative. I think you'll find there's not. But I want you to have a look. I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to do that. But yeah, this is tough for me, you know, because I genuinely think this person may believe their version of events. And it's not a fact. And this is where I'm here. I'm here now live with you all to expose this person because I don't want it to happen to anybody else. It's as simple as that. Right, let's get this ready. Okay. I don't know if anyone's had a chance to have a look in the comments there and see if there's anything negative. Nothing negative. Okay. Right. So there seems to be a comment missing then. So I'm going to share my screen for a second. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Oh, let's get it there. Hang on, let's get to the right part. Here we go. This comment's not there all of a sudden. Well, nobody can see that. You can see it's the same video. Wearing the same clothes. I'm even wearing the same top tonight. Look, it's the Huel top. Not that I'm a representative for Huel, but if you want to reach out, let's go. But yeah, this comment says, I'll read it. It's probably easier than zooming in, but I'll read it. Andy, since you threatened me, I did you the courtesy of taking the video with you down as you asked. Please take down the videos I did with you to help you out in return. I do not perceive threatening and bullying older ladies. I don't know if anybody remembers that comment. Bullying older ladies. So let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. Here we go. Trying to zoom in. Here it is. Sorry, I'm not the most technical. Some of you may know this, and I've got a lot to go through tonight. So some of it, you might have to just trust me reading it out. But you can see that. That's the comment that she initially said about my channel on that video that I did with her. So that's that. It's not there. Look, it's magically disappeared. No, that wasn't the threat, Sherry. I'll come back to the threat in a minute. So that was that. Now let's see if I can move out. I did respond to that, so I think it's important that I read that out just so that I can see if I can't zoom in on it very well, actually. Sorry, guys. But I did respond, and I just put, just so the community is aware, I've since changed. This person has since changed her post, and I called her Miss T in that live. I'll be honest. We did together. However, I've got screenshots of the original post confirming that it was there. This is where she first slandered my channel, accusing me of bullying old ladies. Now, before anybody says, is that Tracy from Mini Scenes? I don't need to answer that because she can answer that in her DMs, what she's sending people in her Discord. Clear to see. So this person has done that. I will give you as much background as you want, and we can be here all night. So again, the other day, she was messaging people in her Discord saying that it was her that I was talking about, and it's all a pack of lies. And it's about the attacks that I had on her since the spring. There was no attacks. Do you want to see the threat? What she viewed as a threat. So we've gone through the background with the product that she had an issue with. And I genuinely think it's probably because that particular provider didn't want to work with her. So again, I'll read those DMs out. So these were 2 separate ones. I've got 5 that people have sent me, by the way. I just don't think I need to share absolutely everything this evening. So this, as I say, this person's very good, you know, on the public, you know. It says, hi, he's talking about me. I have no idea what he's talking about. I've not heard from him or spoken to him since his attacks in the spring. Nikki from Curtis Creations was saying it wasn't unanimous. She spoke with a mod. They were not consulted before booting me. There's a surprise. I didn't know that, to be honest, so thank you for sharing that. Just to let you know, the videos Andy keeps putting out are telling a pack of lies. He's talking about me. He was booted from our Discord because he threatened me. It was unanimous by all the mods. You know, that's where she's disclosing herself. I don't need to do that. She's done it, you know. She did it in that first one where she put that I've threatened her and that I bully old ladies. Now, I want you to know what she viewed as a threat. And I want you to come back to me what the threat was, you know. So this is her channel. You know, there's no point hiding it now. And especially since the Zachary Michael channel's picked up on it. And somehow they linked it back to her. I don't know how. But there we go. So that is the channel. And I have removed, and I will be removing this video. No, in fact, I'll leave it there because if ever I need it as evidence, I've got proof of the screenshot and that comment is not there. So that is the person that slandered me, you know, editing her comments like she's done many a time. But before we get onto the threat itself, I am going to get onto the threat and I will show you what she viewed as a threat, people, because I think you deserve to know what she took as a threat and why she's calling me a bully and a thug, because I need people to know, you know. So let's move on to the next bit. So more recently, we all know there's been more drama in the resin community. And I'm just going to take this off screen for a second. You know, there's been more drama in the resin community with another great artist called Michelle from Glitz and Glitter. I know Michelle. She's coming back on the show on Tuesday. I can't wait to see her again. She's an amazing artist in herself and she works really hard. Now, I know that she was bullied by another creator, and I'd actually had this person on my lives previously. I don't hide behind that. I don't know who everybody is that I have on my lives. I hope to get to know them at some point, but I can't stand up for who they are, you know. So then I was shocked. I saw in the comments that Tracy was using Michelle's comments to try and draw attention, not only towards her, but also to implicate me. And she's since edited this comment as well. But implicating me by saying, I think, in fact, I'll just show you the comments, you know. implicating me by saying there's an active police investigation by Nottinghamshire police into me. I'm going to show you these comments. Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm sounding like I'm getting emotional. I put a lot into this channel and it hurts, you know. It really does hurt that somebody can go to all of these lengths to try and get one over on you. Here we go. This was in, I don't know if they're still live in Michelle's comments actually, but Michelle, I was told horrible things too. I didn't believe it. Having been through something beyond trolling from a fellow YouTuber myself too, I believe that's me that she's referring to. I totally feel for you. Thankfully, less people believe my bully's lies. And thank goodness it wasn't as bad as yours. Sending love to you both. Kiss, kiss, kiss. God bless you. Further, it has been edited. You're right. Now, I don't have the original screenshot of what that was edited, but further down, she put, woohoo, I got a mention. Thanks, Michelle. So she's almost excited that this has happened to somebody because she gets a mention. I was mentioned 3 times in that video by Michelle. I didn't go, woohoo, I got a mention. I think it's horrific that this is happening, you know? So in this second comment, thanks, Michelle. She's not the only one saying that. The police in Nottinghamshire are still watching the case. I think your case might be connected to mine that started in April, you know? Now, I don't know many resin artists on YouTube that are based in Nottingham. So is this a way, do you think, of her referring to me? Make your own minds up on that. Is this a way you think of somebody trying to get involved in somebody else's drama to get more eyes on their channel and to make it about them? It's sad. It really is, you know, and I think, you know, I felt for Michelle. I watched that as well. I watched every minute of that and I did really feel for her. And this is the drama we do not need in resin. You know, there's genuine people out there. Okay, do you want to see the threat? This is where I became a bully, apparently. I was a bully and now a thug, you know. I'm apparently a thug as well as a bully now. So bear that in mind if you support me. So here we go. Right. This is the message that I sent, which she took as a threat. I'm going to read it out, and I want you to tell me if this is a threat, and I'll tell you the backstory behind this as well. This is the message that she took as a threat. I know you have an issue with Resiners, which is a brand that I work with, and I support them. I think they do great products, and I also think they support the community well. But please stop trying to sabotage my channel with potential suppliers. I will only ask once. Maybe that was the threat. As you seem to have a new in your bonnet, I meant be in your bonnet, for me right now. I don't know why, but please stop. I'm in the space for the right reasons. I don't need you trying to sabotage the efforts I'm trying to do to make the channel better for everyone. If you want to chat, I'm more than happy to talk to you on the phone. I'm actually really disappointed. I thought we were friends. If I find out it continues, I will go public. At which point, I got the response, threats? And I put, it's not a threat. I'm not the bully here. You're out. That is a threat. I've done nothing but try to help and support you, but you seem to be hell-bent on self-destruct. I've only ever recommended you to suppliers. This is meant to be a friendly community where we all grow together. You're out. No one threatens anyone in this group. And I put, it's not a threat. She put it was blatantly is. And that's when I got kicked from that particular Discord, which is the, I can't even remember what it's called now. Was it the Crafty YouTubers United Discord? So that was the one. And I did put on that first one, I can't be associated with it anymore. I don't think that's a threat. I certainly don't think it's a reason to go to the police and say that you fear for your life. It's not a threat, you know? And the backstory behind this, again, I'll be transparent before I go on to the next section. The backstory about this, and I am going to go into this later on, guys, is I think it wasn't the fact that it was the brand in particular. I think it was the fact that this particular brand did want to work with me, you know? What had she said? Oh, sorry, I'm trying to see the questions at the same time. So basically, the backstory here is I made a mistake, which I wish I hadn't, to be honest, because all of this might not have ever happened. I was excited. I was speaking to 3 different companies about potentially supporting me by sponsoring these lives that I do every Tuesday. So every Tuesday, I do a Q&A live, you know, and it's to try and help grow the community as a whole. I told this person this. That was my mistake. Because at that point, this person came back and said that they knew. Tracy knew because she talks to this person, this brand every day. And she also talks to multiple other brands. Now, I think that's a bit strange. I don't think there was a threat there, but that is what made me a bully, guys. So that's, if I'm a bully, then there you go. It's not a threat, you know. Maybe this person sees me as a threat to their channel, but it wasn't a threat, you know. I want everybody to know the real me, because, you know, I've got 2 little girls. I hope they're going to watch this channel one day, you know. I don't want them to think of their daddy as a bully. I want them to think of their daddy as somebody that helps people, somebody that has helped to grow an amazing community and support people, you know. That's what I want her to that's what I want them to think about their dad. You know, it's not a threat. It's just a request to please not contact suppliers about me behind my back. It's as simple as that. Okay, you want me? That's just what I'm moving down to at the minute as to why I thought she was sabotaging me. Okay. So this is why I originally thought that she was sabotaging me. This is when I told her, she put good luck with the brand name. I did tell them that you're a nice guy and pointed them to our interview in your lives. Night, night. I put thank you. I can't remember saying it was the brand name. She then put, and I put you know too much. Those of you that know me know that I put a funny gif in, usually after everything. And I put, I can neither confirm or deny it's them that I'm in talks with. And she put, I talk to them almost daily. They asked me what I know about you. I said, nice guy, really keen. Go check him out. Here's the links. Don't let on I told you. First of all, I don't think anybody should talk to a brand about another channel. They should just get the brand to do their own research. Now, this bit I took as a little bit threatening, and I don't know if that is just me, but she put, let's resin, into resin, or others that I talk to a hell of a lot too. Now, again, she may talk to them, but what gives her the right to talk to them about my channel? What gives her the right, and I'll go further down in a minute, where she said that I wasn't ready for sponsorship. What gives her the right? Because I hadn't got 30,000 subs, you know? What gives her the right to say that and to judge that? She doesn't own this community. She doesn't own these brands. And I've got a real life example of the way that she talks about the brands that she works with, yet she's still promoting them on her channel. You know, it's just not a sort of person that you want to work with, you know. But what happened back then, and what's happened recently as well, I'll be completely transparent. Back then, a particular brand basically stopped talking to me and said that they didn't want to work with the channel at that point. That's what made me think, is it because of these conversations that were being had, you know? And recently, a brand that I've worked with for a year now has said that they no longer work with my channel. So I don't know. The point is here, Cherie, is I don't know what was said in those conversations. And I'll be completely transparent about that. I don't know what was said. All I know is that this person came straight back to me and said, I know, because I'm talking to them about you, you know, which I don't think is professional. You know, if somebody asked me what they thought about anybody's channel, I would say, I think they're great, but I think you should do your own due diligence and you should speak to them and make your own minds up as a brand if it's a channel that you want to associate with, you know? And I'll show you a comment more recently, which is even more disturbing. And I think that this person is genuinely jealous of some of the people that I'm working with. And I think that's where some of this stems from, you know? And people in the chat, you can have your own opinions on this. That's fine. But this is where I drew those conclusions from. And it's too many coincidences happening all of the time. And I have got evidence that I can share with you in a minute, you know? But again, it's a case of, I just don't think this person's transparent. I don't think this person's being honest with anybody. And I think that they're trying to do anything that benefits them. But when it doesn't, then there's an issue. So here we go. Let me just move on to the next comment. And sorry, I've been trying to get this all together over the last week. I've not even poured resin. I've not even edited videos this week. This is why I've had to get things to get prepared for tonight, because I want it to be fact. I don't want it to be fiction. I don't want it to be thoughts, but I also want people to know me. You know, I don't want people to think of me as a thug and a bully, which is what I'm being referred to as by this person. Right. Move on to the next bit, shall we? And there's two bits I want to note in here, you know. And this again is, there's comments in here about another creator, and there's also comments about another one which I've blacked out because again, I appreciate not everybody wants to be involved in this. They don't want the drama on their channels, and I can't blame them, to be honest with you, because I didn't want any of this. But again, there's a creator out there that we all know and love. You know, there's loads that we all know and love. And this one in particular does nothing but bring me joy every time I watch their channel, you know. And this person had a run-in somehow with this person before me, you know, and I love it to bits. And I just think it's shocking that I got this comment, to be honest. In fact, a few comments. I'm going to share them. And this is where she's mentioning multiple creators, you know, and this is all in DMs. I don't know how many of these DMs there are. I don't know how many people she sends these DMs to, but it needs to stop, you know. I think it has to just stop. So here we go. Here's a snapshot of other comments. 6 years, because this is where I was talking about one day I hope to retire and just do resin. But then she goes on, it's about prioritizing ethics, or her views on different product suppliers, it seems to be. Prioritize your ethics. That's the way to go. See what Dan and Claire are doing, and Julie. Claire slips at times, but mostly she's good. What a nerve, you know, a channel that has grown as much as Claire, and she's got the nerve to talk like that about her. And I put, I'm joking. I've got a brand that would be my first choice to hopefully do a long-term partnership with. That's why I've approached them. And also then I've been approached by another company. She retired at 52, remember? Ethics first. Resin's Vista and J Diction can get stuffed, LOL. Okay, I want to hold on to that comment for a minute. Resin's Vista and J Diction can get stuffed, LOL. Now I want you to go and look at video number 85 on her channel. And I want you to come back. Somebody, I mean, I can show you the clip. It's probably going to be easier. So I've done this just in case it gets removed from her channel. But video number 85 on her channel is actually promoting one of those brands. You know, I would not want to be a brand associated with somebody that slags them off in DMs. Sorry, a bit emotional there. And then is also still promoting them on her product. So this is her actual view. Oh, I need to share this screen. Hang on. So I'm going to remove this one. Add. Oh, no, remove. So stop that screen. And now I need to share a different screen. Okay, so remember, this is video number 85, currently live on her channel, you know. And remember that last comment, J Diction can get stuffed, is what it said. Well, the exact words. Now I want you to look at this. I'm going to try and include the audio. Let me know if you can see it. Now, this is video number 85, in case it gets removed from her channel, which I suspect it will all of a sudden.
The bezels that I showed you a moment ago. I've got a little sticky mat. This is just one of my little silicone mats that I make. So I've got one of those handy. I've also got a little pot.
Wait for the brand.
A little silicone pot that I'm going to use to mix up coloured UV resin in. And I have got the UV resin itself. Now, I've got two sorts here. One is the high viscosity one, and one is the new formula, the regular viscosity. They're both from J Diction. I'm getting on really well with these at the moment, so I've got
Did you hear that? Did you see the brand? Anyone in chat? So video number 85, you know, it was J Diction, which she says can get stuffed. So what I think she means by that is that brands can get stuffed if they're not paying her, is my feeling on that. And that is a feeling. I don't know that for a fact, you know. And I'll be honest, some brands I work with, they're amazing. They pay me. Not many, but a few. Others, I go out there and I buy the products and I try them, you know. But that's just an example, you know. And I've got more, so we're going to go on. And please remember, I will answer the questions at the end if you've got any. I just want to get through this so that we're there, you know. And Claire, you're amazing. I just want to say that to you because I know you're in chat. There's loads of people in this amazing community that are brilliant. And I've shown me support in the past as well. People like Dan Cooper, people like Wendy, people like Steve, you're legends. You know, I appreciate all of you. And everybody, in fact, that's showing me support, not just them. So right, I need to remove this one now, and I'm gonna get the next part. So again, sorry guys, this is hard to do. I've never had to do this to anybody, but I'm just shocked, you know, and I think some of you guys maybe as well. Right, let's get back onto the original screen. Yeah, I need to remember one of Lula's tips here, which is to breathe. But yeah, that's the one. Okay. Okay, next part of this, which again is exposing, I suppose, more of her views on a particular brand. And again, mentioning other creators. There's no need for it. And again, if she sent this to me, I'd known her for 2 months at this point, 2, maybe 3 months, you know, and she's sending this to me on a regular basis, as you can see. Okay, it's a plastic shell with a fan and a VOC monitor. This is her view on the Resiners Pure, which thousands of us probably now have and love. Just saying. Its motor will burn out fast if you use lots of cheap resin and alcohol. When I get mine back from the chemical compliance specialist, I've told them to chuck it in the bin. No one on this planet I'd advertise their scam crap. The curing chamber went bang on the 3rd use. Debubbler was still okay until I got the Let's Resin one. Cheaper and better. It's a scam. That's why Wendy, Dan, nor Claire have shown it. They didn't want to damage their channels. Though Claire is still running with J Diction. That's under review. You know? Who's she to say that? You know? Who is she to talk about other channels and what they do? That's up to them and the brands that they work with. This is somebody else. She said, I'm still not 100% sure on trusting him. You know, who is she to say that, you know? And then she goes on, it's the only deal I've been offered to sponsor a video, and I still said no. Now, there's 3 different points here. She said she was offered $500, then $700, then $1,000 to do a video. She didn't. I spoke to them, and I don't believe that she was offered that kind of money to do a video with them. And this is why Dan, Claire, and Wendy have also refused. You know, people can work with whatever brands they choose to, is my mind. And if you're happy with the product and you give an honest review, that is all that matters. You're unlikely to get any of the credible suppliers to offer to sponsor a video till you're clear of 30K subs. I noticed that's when Wendy started to get proper sponsored videos. The affiliate stuff is where the money's at, but people need to trust you to buy through your link. So only affiliate for firms you're proud to recommend so your reputation isn't destroyed and that income stream cut too. You may have heard, and I've cut parts of this out because the person didn't want to be mentioned about their channel, but on their YouTube is reducing. No one else is really pushing Resiners and J Diction. You were in video 85 when they were paying you to, Tracy, is my answer to that. You know? Then further down, now this this seems to be a pattern, and that's why I'm highlighting this, because she's also used the same phrase about me to somebody else in the resin community that I absolutely love. And it got me really upset last week. So this is what she said. Oh, frustrating, isn't it? I see Claire has adopted you, a bit like she did me. Make the most out of it, but do watch your back. Now, that's a bit threatening in nature. And I love Claire. I think she's brilliant. I don't think she would ever harm a fly or do anything against anyone. Anybody that's watched her videos probably knows that, you know? I just think it's so rude. And this person is showing her personality here. And this is what I need to show to people, because in her video, she's lovely, you know? She's there to help everyone. I thought she had the same vision. She doesn't. She has the vision of growing her channel, nobody else's, you know? And Claire, ever since I've started speaking to Claire, you know, she has been the most supportive, amazing person to me, you know? I just think it's yeah, well, hi, Mum. Can I get that adoption certificate, actually, Claire? But yeah, you know, it's just sad. And it speaks to me of jealousy. Now, the difference is this channel's bigger than me. This channel's smaller than me. I don't really care on the size of them. If I can work with them and I think they're a nice person and they're great, I want to collab with them. I want to work with them. It's not about channel size. You know, there's no jealousy from me. Yeah, it's all about views anyway, not subscribers on YouTube. You know, I absolutely love most of the creators in this space. And it's just sad that somebody feels the need to DM people about this. But yeah, we've gone through that bit. So I want to talk about just going back to brands, you know, because again, I don't want to be seen to be constantly bringing this up. I want it to go away. You know, I don't want to be doing this. I'm fed up of it. You can probably tell in my voice. I'm sick of it. It's been nearly a year, you know, since this started. The other day, I did a live. And I will say shout out to this brand because they don't mind me sharing this because it was a request from Tracy to them. And this is where I really want to know where the thug comment comes from, you know? But apparently they've been emailed by Tracy. I got this message. Hi, Andy. I received a message from Tracy Lippett asking me to stop you from going live. Can I also ask why she's claiming that you are a bully and a thug? I called them because I was a little bit shocked, if I'm being honest. Very shocked. And I was told that apparently they'd been asked by Tracy via email to stop me doing a live. Apparently, Nottinghamshire Police had called her and told her I was doing a live about her. Apparently, she doesn't normally watch my channel and what I do until the police call her. You know, this is how strange this is to me. And it's very strange that she never watches my channel because only a few weeks ago I had Amazing Steve come on the channel on one of my lives and she tried her usual thing of self-promoting. Luckily, I saw it within 3 seconds and I blocked her from that live. You know, I don't need to, I'm not hiding anything. I'm done with hiding anything. I'm fed up of it. I did ask them to email me the email, but they said that because of their GDPR policy, they couldn't forward the email on, which is fair enough. And if I'm being honest, that's the answer I got from most brands when I asked the question. And I can understand that. And for a start, if the police were watching my channel, first of all, I've got no end of respect for the police. You've got a very hard job to do, not rubbish like this. But how would they know from this thumbnail that I was referring to Tracy? Does it say Tracy Lippett on there anywhere? Does it say Mini Scenes GB on there anywhere? I can't see it. You know, I can't see it there. And I know that I'm going to get More threats coming after this. I know this, you know. That's not an email. That was a message because she'd asked them to contact me, Sherry. She specifically asked them to contact me to stop me doing a live because the police rang her and told her that I'd be doing a live about her and that I was a thug and a bully. You know? Crazy. Len, I'll be honest, I contacted them and said, have they had any correspondence about my channel from Tracy? But this one I didn't, actually. With regards to this one, they just messaged me out of the blue saying that they'd been contacted by her. And she requested that they stop their ambassador, referring to me, and Andy was in the subject apparently, from doing a live about her. So again, I want to be clear on that. They haven't emailed me. They sent me a message because they were asked to contact me. I did ask for the email, but rightly so, they said they can't because of GDPR. So again, I think that was a bit strange. And that was a bit recent, you know? So I don't think the police were watching my channel. And I think she brings police into every one of her comments, you know? Every one of her comments she brings the police into because I think she thinks it adds gravity. And I think the police have got better things to do with their time, you know? Now, again, an example of her character. And if she genuinely believed that I was threatening her or bullying her, those of you that remember way back then, I made the mistake of doing a live with her on her channel. Look at that, looking all dapper, dressed up in my work suit. I did this live with her. Now, 17 minutes precisely after kicking me from the Discord and apparently calling the police to say that I was threatening and bullying her, she shared this from her YouTube for Grown-Ups with Tracy Lippett channel to her main channel to get more views on it before she went to the police. Now, what kind of person, if they genuinely thought I was a bully, would do that? You know, last thing I would do is promote that same person that I'm accusing of bullying. Now, the real reason I'm doing this live, it's not for me. I love this community. You know, and again, everybody in comments, please bear with us. Be civil to each other. I want to answer any questions. You know, I've always been transparent when I do these lives, and I'm not going to change now. So that's why I did this an hour earlier, because I think there's going to be a lot of people talking, a lot of questions. I will answer them to the best of my ability, and people will have opinions. That's okay. Not everybody likes me. I'm okay with that. What I'm not okay with is people calling me a thug and a bully. That's what I'm not okay with, because I've done nothing to deserve that. So, okay, let's go on to the real reason why I'm doing this. It's you guys. It's the community. I don't want you to be next. Now, that first live, you may remember on the second live, I said I've had some channels reach out to me. I'm not lying. This isn't the first time it's happened. It won't be the last, probably, you know? So I blanked out their details because they haven't given me their express consent to reveal who they are. I'm hoping that they're brave enough eventually to disclose their story. And I'm hoping that they do start doing videos again, because this is what really upset me. And this is why I'm doing this live again, because I can see it happening again with other channels, because it is happening to newer creators that I know and love. And I have to disclose it, you know. I love the community. So other channels reached out after that first live. First story. Hi, Andy. I'm 20 minutes into your video. Thank you, thank you, thank you. In October, I won an earless from a YouTuber. Never sent me the prize. Post daily. I was part of the Discord group. I tried to bring it up in the group to see how other creators are handling contests and see what their rules are. I wanted to get advice. She was in the middle of bragging about an interview with somebody that somebody did about her. She blew up at me and said she knew the person, who the person was. How dare I try to humiliate her? She said it wasn't the place to bring it up. I pushed back, so she kicked me from the Discord. Coincidence number one. I then emailed her and I was like, what the heck? I think this person was being diplomatic in the message. She then threatened me with the same thing she threatened you with, kicked me out of the collabs and everything. And then suddenly a brand that I was working with, BB Craft, dropped me. Again, another coincidence there. The issue really, really brought me down. I pretty much stopped posting and making videos because I felt like I couldn't fight her. That's what bullies want, people. They want you to be scared, you know? A few months before all this happened, I had a minor issue with a small collab I did. Other people were mentioned that were part of it. I've taken that off. This isn't about that. It was a misunderstanding because I'd said in chat that the collab I organised did X, Y, and Z, and actually it was done together. I meant to say part of the collab happened. Tracy didn't even hear my side. She went in, sent a huge post saying that no one person is in charge of the collabs except for her. So then I had a bunch of trolls on my channel suddenly, and a group on Discord turned on me. This was before I brought up the contest. And I just put, I'm so sorry it happened to you. Hopefully we can stop it this time. And she said, it's just what I said to you back in April. All I did was ask her in Discord chat that like 3 people saw why she didn't like me, and all hell broke loose. She has an ego. I'm not going to read that out. You can't make her look bad or she loses her SHIT. I even took down the post. She harassed me in my email, sent me a cease and desist through my emails. What's going to happen there? I don't think the US is going to deport somebody because of a YouTube channel. Who knows? But yeah, she emailed them a cease and desist letter, probably very similar to the one that I've just got, and threatened with police action. She's got subscribers apparently sending her gifts, trying to get her to come back 8 months after her last video. But she doesn't think she can anymore. She's just bad-mouthed to a bunch of other people. And this sounds to be a pattern as well, guys, because I know you've all had messages about me, a lot of you. And if you have, feel free to share them later. You know, that's what this is about. Even though she openly said she supported them in her group. Of course, she had to say that, but she would do whatever she could. I suddenly got cancelled by vendors with no explanation. And I was starting to get deals, but it's over now. And I know others who went away like me because of the noise. No one person should be able to shatter somebody's dreams. You know, a lot of us in this community have the same dream. It's to grow a channel. It's to share the knowledge. It's to enjoy each other's art. So there's one example. Here's another example that messaged out. And to these people, you're so brave, you know. I appreciate it's not easy for everyone. It's not easy for me, you know. Hey, sweetie, I just joined after speaking to you about Miss T. I felt so validated. After you posted that, to know I wasn't alone and that I absolutely did nothing wrong. I still have her messages and I'm willing to explain the situation, what led up to her kicking me out. I'm so glad to see you turn it into a positive thing with your Discord and channel. I tried starting my own when it all happened, but I don't have the following for that. I can't thank you enough for sharing your story. So that was another example. Okay. Now, I want to share another example, which is a bit more recent as well. Most of you know this person, and I'll be honest, I absolutely love this person. I've been speaking to them since pretty much, I think we both started in Resin at the same time. Now, the backstory to this part is Tracy asked her to go on her channel and do an interview. My understanding is the first time Tracy had to cancel because she wasn't feeling very well. And the second time, this person cancelled because she suffers from social anxiety and had a bit of a flare-up and didn't feel up to doing it. Now, because I've since been to see this person, guess who's now a target? Lula. Nerd Goblin Art. And one thing I'll say about Lula, she's amazing. I met her in person and she's as lovely in real life as she is. I feel privileged to have met her and a family. Tracy messages her. Just look at that top part. I spent hours on the phone with him too. Spoke to suppliers for him. Tried to advise and help. Then he turned on me. So please be careful. So that's obviously referring to me going to see Lula. And I treat Lula as a friend, you know, and she thought she could do that, you know. She thought she could just message her and say, watch out for Andy. And that threat there sounds exactly the same as what she said to me about Claire. If you link the two together, sounds like the same threat that she uses, you know. Lula put, I can see that you feel let down and hurt. There's a different kind of friendship is all I can say. As you've got social anxiety, I'd expect you to understand that. I'm always careful. She put yes and good. And then, if ever you need it, I have both Nottinghamshire and West Mercia police crime references still. You've got to bring the police into every comment, otherwise it's not serious. Just shout up. They were attached to their previous records, apparently. So the references should cross-refer, okay? So according to this, I've got a previous criminal record. Attention, I haven't. I've never been in trouble with the police. Last year was the first time I've ever had to step foot in a police station to give a voluntary statement. I'm not the bully here. And I'm hoping you guys are getting a bit of a picture of this. And one thing I would say is, I hope after watching this, some of those people who have done the usual thing that bully groups do and blank somebody, which happened to me quite a lot, don't do that anymore, especially not to Lula. She doesn't deserve it for being associated with me, for being a friend of mine. She doesn't deserve it. She's amazing, you know? And I think to the people that have done that, you should be, again, in some ways, I wanted to say you should be ashamed of yourself, but I don't know what she said to make you do that. We've seen what happens. We've seen what sort of comments she sends about people. It could be that she sent them a pack of lies about Lula. This is what has to stop. Stop being a keyboard warrior in DMs. You know? Be transparent. Do a live. You know, I get not everybody likes me. That's okay. But don't pick on people that associate with me. Lula is amazing. She's an amazing person with the biggest heart. And I count it as a blessing to have met her and Martin. And it was a great weekend all round. You know, this is why I'm doing this. It's still happening now. This was last week. So this is why I'm doing it. And I know there's people in chat right now that have sent me messages. And I've talked to them. They've said, oh, please stop what you're doing. Don't do this. But this is why I have to. Somebody needs to stand up to these bullies and say, enough is enough. You've been caught out. Stop doing it. Whether it's to me, whether it's to the next me, whether it's to the previous 10 me's, you know. Now, I've included something else in this, if you haven't seen enough. And this is really hard for me. I hope you can see that. I'm normally quite chirpy and I'm normally quite lively. I don't want to go into legal action. I don't want to. I think this person genuinely has issues and genuinely believes their stories, that they lie. I think she's that good a liar that she believes what she tells people. And I'll be honest, I've got a full-time job. I've got a full-time YouTube channel. I don't have the time for it. But if I have to, I will, you know. Right, next bit. This is the bit that really upsets me. And if Nottinghamshire Police are watching my channel, this is for you. You know, I appreciate you all. I think you've got a very hard job to do. And I think you should be commended for what you do. You do a brilliant job most of the time. And I'm sorry that you get dragged into rubbish like this. But I want to give them proof that she's wasting police time and using them as a tool to harass people. Because I bet you this isn't the first time. I don't know. I don't know that as a fact, and I'll say that I don't know that as a fact. However, what I do know as a fact is the first provable lie that she said to the police, which is why they had to come knocking on my door when I had my children, which caused arguments between me and their mother. Because just imagine that, dropping your girls back off at home. They were like, the police was there to talk to daddy. This is where she's trying to not only ruin my YouTube live, but get involved in my real life. And it has to stop. It really does. So the first provable lie to the police is that she did not have my contact details. There's a text message Haha, love it. And you may recognize that piece. It was the first time I did like a free form sort of UV image, which was great. No, Wendy has nothing to do with this. Wendy's amazing as well. This is all about one person. So that's the text. Here's the email from her, which is the one that she sends to most people to get them to join her Discord. So again, just be a bit careful if you get that. Make your own minds up. Decide what you want to do. So she had my email address. And clearly she's got my letter because she's got my address because she sent me this letter. So there's that. Then to make it worse, a month ago, I'm at work, working away. You know, I work very hard in the day. I'm out of the house 12 hours a day, working hard, doing a job that I love, helping people secure jobs. And I absolutely love that element of the job. And guess who pops up as viewing my LinkedIn profile? Why? Why would you want to do that? I've never had an inclination to look up anybody on YouTube's LinkedIn profile. You know, it's enough. It just needs to stop. And I get you may have real issues, but get them fixed. Don't take it out on this community. Don't take it out on me. And I'm not a bully. I'm not a thug. And that's why I've done this live. So, that was quite a bit to get through. How's everyone doing after that? You know, I think that was everything that I wanted to reveal on this live. There's more, of course there is, in case I do need to go legal. That's a snippet of what I have collated or people have sent to me, you know. So over to you guys. Any questions? And I'm sure I'm going to get more threats after this. You know, I know I will, but it's for the good of the community. And I'll keep you informed, providing I can. You know, I'll keep you informed through the process. This is how transparent I am. I have nothing to hide. You know, I love each and every person in this community, but this I don't love. I don't deserve. You know, all I try and do is support people, help them grow. And then this person has targeted me. That's it. And other people, you know, you can clearly see that. And I don't know how many other people it's happened to, but you know what? I will give you guys an opportunity. If you want to, and it's happened to you and you want to reveal it, you can come up. You know, I will stand my ground because I don't like people that bully others. It's wrong, you know. And I hope YouTube's watching it as well. I really do, you know, because I think at the end of the day, these people need to be exposed. And I think the community deserves to know, because I don't know what's being said about me, you know. I didn't say she was speaking to them every day, but she said that. She said she speaks to them every day. And it was right after I said that I was talking to people about subscribing. But I get you can have that opinion, Sherry. Again, I completely get it. You know, she may have said all positive things back then, but she certainly isn't now, you know, and at no point did I name her in that one. So here we go. I'm gonna invite people. If they want to come up, they can, you know, and talk. We've got a little bit of time left, I suppose. I'm going to put the link in the chat. And again, what I will say is there's probably a lot of people in here I don't know. You know, if it's not supportive or if it's bullying, I'm afraid I'll remove you straight away. So again, you can say your views. You can ask me any questions if you want. Here's the link. or you can just ask any questions in chat in caps lock, you know. And I get everyone will have a different point of view. But I think I've shown enough there to show you guys that I'm not the bully here, you know. And this has been going on for a year. That is what is really sad. This person's really got to be in a bonnet for me. And I think it boils down to jealousy. That's all it is. And I don't know why, because technically she's got a bigger channel. You know, all I'm trying to do is support everyone and help them grow. You know, but everybody can have an opinion. You know, but if people think I'm a bully and a thug, I want to see the evidence of that, because I've never bullied anyone. And I'm certainly not a thug. These are the slanderous comments. So the first one was that I bully old ladies. We've got a few people coming on. So let's see what they've got to say. Andy, how are you?
I'm doing okay. Yeah.
Thanks for coming up.
Oh, thank you. Just wanted to say, being on the end of being bullied, not being the bully, it is a really difficult situation to be in, because most of the time it is your word against theirs. And I just want to commend you for how you've handled it. I mean, it's been a year. That's long. That's a long time. And
again, the only reason I've done this tonight is because I've noticed that she's moved on to another channel to target.
Yeah, I'm sure, and I'm sure she'll keep doing that. I can't explain exactly why someone does that. Maybe they're just wanting attention, but they're looking at the wrong attention. They're not getting the attention they really want, because they're approaching everything the wrong way.
And I think part of it is I think they enjoy the drama. You know?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, and honestly, I mean, I don't have a channel. And for this reason is why I don't have a channel. I can be very opinionated. But I also like to know what other people are thinking.
Yeah.
And I try not to be rude to anyone, but once someone is rude to me, it's game over. I just go full force into.
And again, I try and be diplomatic. I try and see things from both sides. I really do. But when somebody's calling you a thug and a bully, you know,
oh yeah,
publicly,
you're no thug or bully.
I don't think I am.
I mean, everyone that has been mentioned, like Claire and Lula, and I mean, I've watched their videos. Okay, I might not have watched a live, but you know, you can tell in people's videos usually or their comments, if they answer comments, what kind of personality they are. Yeah. And I didn't mention Wendy Toonpish. She's also a wonderful person.
Amazing as well. I've spoken to Wendy a few times.
I do hope Dan comes back.
Me too.
I know.
And again, prayers out to Dan as well. And I can't wait to see him come back. I think he's just taking a break from everything.
Well, from what I read, he has back issues.
Right.
And he's just trying to wait for it to heal up a little bit. I have back issues. I have back issues also. God, I can't talk today. And I can understand completely why he wants to take a break. So yeah.
And again, I think there's some amazing channels out there and artists. And the thing
absolutely.
The thing that worries me is what you've just said there, is it puts you off doing a channel. It shouldn't, you know, this shouldn't happen, you know, because everybody, and this is what I love about the resin community. There's so many different artists. There's an artist out there for everyone. Not everybody likes me. I get it. That's fine. Not everybody likes my videos.
You're awesome.
Thank you. But
You're welcome.
there's an artist for everyone, you know, and I think that's what's so
Absolutely.
exciting is that we're growing and more people are getting that confidence to come on, you know, and it does take confidence. You've got to be confident to come on the camera, even though it's just normally your hands. But even that
Right.
takes the courage. But it is, that's all you normally see, isn't it, when we're creating, never the face. So I think it's one of those things that it takes that courage, and all it takes is for something like this to happen, and it puts people off, you know.
Right. And well, I'm actually an anxious person to begin with, which me even being on this live with you right now is not usually in my wheelhouse.
Well, I'm glad you chose to, because it's lovely to meet you, and again, the support is really appreciated. And if ever you do start a resin channel, feel free, reach out, and I'll get you on a live. You know, that's what those lives are.
Great.
You know, even if you've got one subscriber, I'll get you on, and we'll hopefully get you over your first 100. You know.
That would be so great. Thank you so much, Andy.
That's all right. Thanks a lot.
You bye-bye.
So that was nice to meet Wendy. Somebody that I've never met before. If anybody else wants to come up, again, the link's there. You're more than welcome. Rin, I think I saw you briefly, and then you popped off. So feel free to hit the link again. I'll let you straight back up. But, you know, this community is amazing. You know, we've got 300 people turning up here. And I think most of them are from the resin community because they want to see the truth, you know. And I'm hoping that you've seen tonight the truth. I'm hoping there'll be no further actions. But I think if I'm being honest, do I think there will be? Probably, you know. But I had to make a stand. When I saw this person was not only contacting suppliers about me, calling me a thug and a bully, which is clear now, saying that the police are watching my channel, you know, contacting Lula to watch her back around me, you know, I had to do it, you know, and would it be okay if I reached out and talked with you? Of course it would. Yeah, go for it. Anytime. Anybody can reach out anytime. Now, I will say I work full time, so I can't always respond straight away, you know. So bear with me. Sometimes it might take me a couple of days because I've got to run my channel. I work full time to keep a roof over my head. And obviously I do these lives as well regularly. So again, if anybody else wants to come, anybody's got any questions in chat, if you don't feel comfortable coming on camera, that's okay. Put it in caps lock so I can see it. I've not got a mod sending me the questions tonight either. Yeah, Koenigs are great. They'll make you laugh. Trust me. Nikki and Kirk are amazing. They've been on a live as well, so they were brilliant. I can't stop laughing when I watch their videos, and I hope they don't mind me saying that, but they're brilliant. You know, there's so many good channels out there. Follow the good ones. Follow the ones that are going to support you. If you get a suspicion, we've got Jane coming up, so let me see if I can add her. Hi, Jane.
Hi. Hi.
Hello, you all right? Oh, you've gone. Lula, could you share my Discord in comments? Sorry, I'm just trying to do everything at once. But Jane, are you still there?
Okay.
Hello? No, I think Jane's gone. But if anybody else wants to come up, you can do it. Oh, we'll try again. Oh, this will make you smile, guys. We've got Summer, and I've never seen her looking quite like this. Hi, Summer.
Hi.
I love the mask.
I got a couple of them.
I think I might need to get one of those and start doing my Q&As in them.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing. But no, how are you doing?
Person come on and talk about themselves, and then everybody has to guess who they are before that you reveal them.
I like that idea. But the problem you've got with that is if you've got a guest where they've only got 10 subscribers or so, at that point, they might not ever guess.
Well, maybe.
But I do love the mask. Oh, they're saying it's a mask of meth bear.
It does kind of give that. Yeah.
A little bit of those vibes, yeah. But no, Looks great. And a massive thank you to you as well, because you really cheered me up over Christmas. You sent me a dragon mold and I love it.
Oh, yeah, I noticed you keep making videos with it.
I've only got 2 so far because this is so big, but I am going to make some more. I think I've got some more ideas of what to do with it. But now, are you doing okay? You had a good day?
Yeah, pretty much. Not doing much today.
A lazy day.
Yep.
They're the best ones sometimes, aren't they?
We're making cake.
I've not made cake for ages. I need to do that. Actually, maybe we could do that. Maybe we could do a baking contest.
That'd be pretty cool because you probably eat different stuff over there.
Interestingly, I make a mean New York cheesecake, baked cheesecake.
I like cheesecake. My husband makes a good one too.
The only problem is if I posted it to you, it might go off by the time it gets there.
Yeah, true. You can't do that with that.
But no, so yeah, I mean, have you got any thoughts on all of this malarkey?
I'm surprised that Zachary is covering you. That's like
I was like, oh no. And again, I saw your comment actually earlier on Facebook, and I never realized that either.
Oh, you get it though?
What? No, I googled it. Yeah, and I was like, oh, that's what it means.
Yeah.
But it's definitely CCUK if he's watching this back.
That's just the trolls he got in his chat. He's a commenter on drama in the girl world, spelt with an O.
Okay.
And it's several women online who have like vlog channels, and they're really off their rockers.
Right. That's probably why I've never heard of him.
It's drama. People who like drama will like it.
Well, again, if any of his supporters want to get into resin, again, it might draw them into the resin community. You know, I'm sure a lot of them want to do resin as well.
I don't know. Maybe they might find your store
there
that way and go buy
something. Sandra came from Zach apparently in comments. Welcome. But yeah, that was it was bizarre. I never thought of that, and I can't remember who it was that sent it me. I think it was it Nicole from Blue Elephant Gifts? I think sent it me across, and I was like, "What?" But yeah, it did make me chuckle though a little bit. Oh, I think Jane's trying to come in again. Let's see if it works this time. Hello, Jane.
I'm here.
Okay, I think there's connection problems there. Sorry, Jane. I think you're having connectivity problems. But yeah, it's an interesting day. But do you know what? I'm just hoping after today it goes away now. You know, not just for me, for everybody else, because we're a year on now. I think people need to be able to move on from it. And I've had loads of people reaching out to me saying, don't continue the drama. I don't want the drama, you know, but I also don't want people out there thinking I am a thug and a bully.
Well, when I realized that, like, remember when I won the mold from you?
Yes.
And I picked the guinea pig, and that mold was her mold. And I was like, oh, man, he probably thinks that, like, I'm some kind of hater now or something.
I don't think that. I could never think that of you, Summer. I think it's just to get the. And do you know what? I haven't tried that mold. Have you poured it yet?
No, I might do it
I want
tomorrow.
to see it done.
I have a couple of guinea pigs, so.
Well, send me a picture of it, and we've got Michelle on Tuesday, so I'll show it live. I'll show the results if it's done by then.
Okay.
And then we'll see what it looks like. Are you going for the realistic look or the slightly unrealistic look?
I'm thinking calico.
Oh, interesting. Oh, we've got Lula coming up.
Calico things, so.
Hi, Lula.
Hi. Hello.
How are you?
I just sorting out my pillow.
Oh, are you comfy?
I'm trapped, actually.
Have you got Martin to fluff up the pillow for you?
He's not. He's sorting out the studio. The studio is completely. No.
So how are you today?
My back went about 4 hours ago.
What have you been up to today then, apart from that?
I'm listening to myself. 2 seconds.
Oh, don't give us the echo.
I'm trying to get rid of the echo. Give me a second. There we go. There
But
we
no,
go.
I just want to say as well. I mean, thank you to you as well for inviting me into your home. It was amazing to meet you, Martin. You are the same in real life as you are on your videos. I hope I am just as annoying as you thought I was going to be.
Very annoying. Very. Pain in the backside.
And you're a better painter than me, clearly.
Yes, I won. Everybody, yeah. I won. It wasn't a competition, though.
No. It was fun, though. It was good. That's what this should be about. More of us, if we can, meeting each other and real friendships. I've always classed you as a friend ever since the start, and it's about having fun together.
Absolutely.
Not in that way before you start with OnlyFans.
I've already announced that you've had your furry feet curled.
Have I?
Yes. And I'm going to be sending emails out to everybody to join.
This is one of our turtles.
Oh, wow. Look at that. We got a turtle.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Looks hungry.
We call them terrapins, don't we?
Yeah.
He's cool.
Very
I got
cool.
a dog.
The other one's in the basking area. Let's see if I...
You got 2 dogs, not 1. 2 dogs, 2 cats, haven't you, Lula?
2 cats. 4 dogs. No.
Be careful which way round you do your fingers.
I'm tired and I've had painkillers. I have 2 dogs and 4 cats and 1 tortoise.
Oh, wow. Well, there you go. You've got the swimming version.
Mine doesn't swim. He would drown.
And then the cat's probably mooching off my husband in the bedroom.
Oh, bless.
I don't know where mine are.
But are you feeling okay today, Lula? More to the point, after obviously.
Yeah,
I know you've been through your issues.
I messaged Andy yesterday, guys, because I was really upset. I just, messaged him on WhatsApp just to say that particular people who I thought were friends were completely blanking me in premieres. And it really upset me. One person, I'm not going to name any of them because I'm a better person than that. And I don't listen to lies and such. And I was really upset. So I messaged Andy because I was frustrated, and straight away Andy rang me, and I
can't promise to do that for everyone though, so just bear that in mind. It was a Saturday.
I'm a typical Welsh girl. When emotions get to me, I'll either cry while I'm ripping your throat out. Or I will go very quiet. And I was trying my best. My mother says I have a silver tongue and I have to watch how I say so. As I'm now much younger than Andy, because he's a whole 2 weeks older than me, I have learned in my old age to slow down, to breathe, as I tell everyone, breathe, and to take my time and talk slowly.
Yeah.
And because Andy rung, I was able to start calming down. And of course, Mr. Goblin Martin, he'd been really busy and he came in at this point and, quickly, right. So Andy's on speakerphone, and the 3 of us are talking, and I got Andy and Martin both basically talking me down and making me feel better, and basically drumming it into my head really that are these people I really want to know anyway, and it's a sad affair. It is a very sad affair. All I did was I put Tracy, I hid her. You can hide people from, like, you can hide them and stuff like that. After those, because she was obviously pissed. Sorry, language. She was annoyed that Andy was coming to visit. And as you probably saw in the messages, that Andy is a different kind of friend. We are the same age. We're chalk and cheese. I think Andy's got more confidence than me.
Debatable. I think you're pretty confident when you were painting on the live.
I'm confident with stuff I know, but I do suffer really badly with social anxiety. I don't like peopling. I get far too tired, and I rather use that energy elsewhere. But
Yeah.
Andy also, you get it. You do have an understanding of people with these sort of needs, physical, because I get very tired.
Yeah.
And my brain is I'm so busy taking everything in around me that I get so tired.
Yeah.
And that. And Andy's a different kind of friend. Andy accepts it and puts up with it.
I think, and again, I think part of that, again, I was raised with my sister. My sister was disabled.
Exactly.
Cerebral palsy and spina bifida until we lost her. And I think it makes you realise, because I was off as a child, I was often associating with a lot of people with different disabilities, which for me, it was amazing, because I think not everyone's had that upbringing, but it makes you realise that they're the same as anybody else, Sometimes they've just got different needs, And
exactly. And in another life, before my physical health went downhill, I'd worked with children for over 20 years. Yeah. I used to go to Lourdes in France every Easter as a volunteer, looking after disabled children, being like a respite. And I would basically become like a big sister to this child or children that I was going to be in charge of. I'm not religious. I'm going to put that forward right now. And I know a lot of you are, and I respect it, but I'm simply, I got my own thoughts and feelings and all that stuff. But Lourdes is a special place. It's a charity organization that helped me when I was in a wheelchair for most of my teens, because I had to have big operations on my knees. And then when I was better, I spent 5 years going to Lourdes in France, looking after children. And some of these children were end of life. Some of these children had nowhere to go. Some of these children were going to be, they were forever going to be children, and they remain children.
Yeah.
And as you know, I know many in the community, especially my subscribers and members, know very well. Hey, Stephanie.
Hi.
They know that I have 5 prolapse discs in my back. I have issues massively in my neck area. I have fibromyalgia, but I'm also being diagnosed for MS now. And it sucks. But I can't people very much. It is exhausting. It really is. I used to put a mask on. When I was younger, I'd put on a mask, which many of us do. A lot of us in the resin community, in the crafting world, are very, very, we like our caves. We prefer to be, most of us prefer the quiet life. Most of us prefer not peopling. It's not our thing. And that is true with many, many artists. And I'm one of them. I don't like peopling. I find it incredibly, incredibly hard and wearing. And that's without the physical problems.
Yeah.
Now, my reasons for cancelling with Tracy were not because of those, not physically. I had a flare. All of you knew that I was having a flare last week, and it was a bad flare, a really bad flare. The fact that I was trying to get myself ahead with videos, but I wasn't, because I couldn't sit at my desk. I was in so much pain. And because I'd had 3 to 4 hours sleep in a week, that's when my logical side, anyone with anxiety issues, proper full on and all that, you will know and you will understand that when you've got a physical issue with that, your logical side doesn't work so well.
Yeah.
So that's when I call him Bernard. I call my anxiety, I call that part of me. He's called Bernard because Bernard's a twat.
I'm going to have to quote Bernard in one of my videos, I think.
Bernard is a twat. Okay.
Our next collab, you're going to have to use Bernard.
Yes. Well, Bernard is a complete asshat. Okay. And my logical side can't fight against him when I'm that tired, when the insomnia is in, when I'm waking up because my neck and shoulders are killing me. I cannot cope so well with people. And so my social anxiety at meeting a complete stranger, and let's be fair, she's like, I thought we were friends. Well, yes, there's different kind of friendships. You can have associate friends. You can have friends that you've been friends with since you were 3, but you don't barely see them anymore. But if you see them, it was like yesterday that you last spoke. You could have met somebody a year ago and they have become the bestest, most closest friend you'll ever have. You may not have ever met your best friend yet. I always told my kids that. I got 4 children, and when they were all growing up, 2 of them are adults now. I told them when they were little, when they'd be upset about kids not being very nice to them, like, you haven't even met your best friend yet, guys. It's.
Jen's just saying in chat, if she flies to the UK, she demands to meet apparently me, you, Nikki, Kirk, and Lisa, and everyone.
I am definitely going to be setting aside to see more.
And interestingly, look who's just come up as well. This is one of the only other people that I've met.
Oh yes, you, Steffi Poos. Steffi Poos tried to meet me because she was visiting Wales, but it was over 300 miles away.
Yeah, it was way too far. 4 hours drive.
Yeah, but sorry, I'll just finish up where I'm sorry. I know I go around a long way. I'm very tired and my brain isn't braining and words are hard. So I messaged Tracy and all I said was my social anxiety's through the roof. You put the message up and I wasn't even you weren't gonna share it. You weren't gonna name it. But then when people decided to start blanking me, because obviously things have been said behind the scenes, whispering in the ears. I was like, that's it. I'm done. I'm absolutely done with this. I never said, I'm never going to meet you. I'm never going to do an interview with you. I said, I just can't do it this time.
Yeah.
That's all I did. And as Andy knows, I was quite willing. I've remained neutral the entire time. I have kept... Admittedly, I will admit to this, I have kept Tracy at arm's length. But I wanted to remain in her Discord because some of the people in there I like.
Yeah.
I like very, very, very much. And if you are watching this, it sucks to be you. Because following such a manipulative, cantankerous, old bat, I'm trying to choose my words carefully.
Hi, Maribeth.
A nasty old pine cone is beyond me. I have no idea what she decided.
I just want to add to that, Luna, as well. Anybody out there who has swapped sides, I didn't want there to be sides at the start, and I was quite clear about that. People do what you want.
No, exactly. There wasn't sides. I was neutral.
Yeah,
I was
and when you told me, you told me a few weeks ago that you planned to do that with Tracy, and I said, "Do what you want. You do you." And that's the key. At the end of the day, it's not about I back this person, I back that person. But what I will say is, these people are very clever at pulling the wool over people's eyes. And I don't know everything that's been said in DMs because you never do. You never know exactly what's been said. And I had people that first time around that actually messaged me after the live saying their eyes had been opened. And actually they thanked me for doing it. And then a few weeks later, they were on her channel. So it makes me think, did she say something else to them to change their minds again? I don't know. But apparently I'm just this bully and thug now. But
Nobody needed to change my mind. I will hold people at arm's length until I properly get to know you. And I am very lucky. I feel very, very lucky. And people go, oh, internet, I've met some of my loveliest friends through YouTube, through subscribers, through people being my members. By the way, she is a member, but please do leave my memberships. You don't deserve to see our extra tutorials, by the way. So do make sure you cancel your membership, Tracy, because, you know, no spying in my cave. Thank you very much. So that's the only nastiness you'll get out of me now. But you don't go around spewing lies to others. I thought I had a few really lovely friends, but apparently no. And that's sad. But I still got the ones that count. And as Andy pointed out to me, the ones that matter. And they are sticking around. And they've been wonderful. And I just want to say, Andy, lovely Lisa, Jules, and also Butch, Chris and Janet from the Crafty Rat, they have done nothing but support me and make me smile. And there are a few others, but you know my brain doesn't brain all the time. But to those in my cave, in my goblin's cave, who have been nothing but amazing, making me smile when I'm sad. You know, I don't talk open. I didn't talk openly about any of this. Not a single thing. I didn't bring it up once.
Nope.
I enjoy
Until I
being in
had
the chat
to.
with Lula.
Say that again, Summer.
I said I enjoy being in the chat with you.
Yeah, but that's the thing. We've met. I've met some amazing. This is where I don't want people to be put off by one bad apple. There are some amazing people in this community, you know, and I think the hardest thing for me was I said this on the first live and I'll say it again. I thought this person was a friend. I really did. I thought she did genuinely mean what she was saying, and that me and her had the same vision. It was about helping people. But unfortunately, she's shown her real colours now, you know, and I think that's the thing. And that's where people don't realise that this has been ongoing for nearly a year. And the fact that she's still been playing these games for over a year, you know, it had to stop at some point, and that's why I had to do this.
It's important to point out as well, when this went down the last time, I noticed it. I just didn't say anything. It happened the second time when Andy brought up about the police, and people moaned, why are you bringing this up? Why? Well, do you know why? Because she's doing it to other channels. She is taking the joy of creativity out of people's sales. And you know what? I can't stand that. You guys know who watch me. You know that I have nothing but joy with creativity and sharing that creativity and maybe teaching somebody a new thing. And that's what I love. And that's what gives me joy. She's knocked that out of quite a few creators' sales. And what she does, this is the manipulation bit. And if you haven't noticed, I'm going to point it out to you. After Andy's first live, she suddenly turned up in every single premiere. For about 2 weeks or so, 2, maybe 3 weeks, she was turning up and being there. Oh, you're brilliant, you're wonderful. Kept turning up in the smaller channels, which she never bothers with before. A few of you have noticed that, and a few of you noticed that at the time. Some of you even said to me, she's never paid attention to me before. And then it stopped. Oh, she's so busy. Oh, I've got meetings. I've got YouTube meetings, so I won't be able to come tomorrow. Okay. Fair enough. Okay. I'm wondering if any of the big channels in here can tell us if they have day-long meetings with their YouTube teams as to why she can't come to premieres. Now, it's not about making premieres. we all try to support each other. It would be impossible for us all to. So never feel bad for not coming along to anybody's premieres. Stop worrying about it. We get it. Life is lifey.
I wish I could be there for them all.
I've been struggling for ages to get to people's premieres.
Yeah, but you've got babies.
I have got a baby.
I
Yeah,
don't have babies
a very poorly
anymore.
baby.
They're all grown up, and you haven't been very well.
No.
Andy's got a full-time job. People complained at him because he wasn't apparently turning up to he works full bloody time, like 40 hours a week. Something like that, and still trying to run a channel. Yeah, they were moaning at him, but Tracy's retired. She keeps telling us that. She keeps drumming that into our fit because she's an old lady, apparently. She's just a few years older than my sister, and I tell you what, my sister would be fuming if she was being referred to as being an adult, right? Second time Andy released that video, she starts turning up again to everybody's premieres.
Yeah, she turned up to a few of mine.
The majority of creators that turned up in the second live, she was hanging on for another 2 to 3 weeks, coming to all the premieres, showing that she was supportive, blah, blah, blah. And then it all disappeared again. Sunday, Andy drops his short. Monday, she was turning up to all the premieres again.
Coincidence?
That's funny, isn't it? I'm wondering how many premieres she'll turn up to now this week.
Quite a lot.
Any of you smaller channels as well, be careful. You know, I'm not going to do the same as her. Let's not warn anybody. But I'm done. I am absolutely and completely done. And I'm proud of Andy. I'm proud of you. I'm very, very proud of you. A lot of people had a go at you. A lot of other creators said, you shouldn't be doing this. You're spoiling it. You're splitting the community in half. So it's okay for one person to go around and making people feel that big.
I get it. And I've always said since the start of all of this, I don't want it to damage the community. That's the last thing I want. But I can't stand by and let people make false allegations about me and potentially do the same to other channels, you know, because then we lose this community and it just becomes a dictatorship where one person controls everything.
Yeah.
Nobody should ever.
I was happy to have carried on like you.
Yeah. And I think nobody should ever have that power over anyone, you know, not me, not her, not anyone, you know, you should have that power in yourself to just go out there, be you, enjoy doing what you're doing. If it gets loads of views, great. If it doesn't, so what? You've probably still enjoyed the process. And that's what this is all about. And it's about making real connections with people, you know. I'm privileged to say that there's 2 people on the screen now that I've actually met in real life. I've also met lovely Lisa as well, who's not here right now. But again, it makes me happy to know that I've met real people that I've made friendships with via this community in real life. And you know what? The people I've met so far, touch wood, are the same in real life as they are in the videos, you know? And this is the difference between someone that's genuine, loves what they're doing, enjoys what they're doing, and somebody who's, I hate to say it, but probably doing it for a paycheck.
Yeah.
And I don't hide behind that either. Eventually, I've said it multiple times, I want to be doing this full time. That's a 10-year journey.
Same here.
Right, I'm going to let Steffi Poops and Summer with her awesome mask. I love that.
I love it.
I'm going to let you carry on. I'm going to leave now in case anybody else would like to come and speak. But thank you, Andy.
No, thank you. It's been amazing having you.
Supporting me, for talking to me, for bringing me down. Bringing me off my ledge, off my soapbox. So
I need to know though, have you moved the mushroom or is that still in place?
My mushroom's still in place. Guys, I got Andy Wood.
She has. one of the only people in the world to have a piece of my wood art from the early days. I'd take down to Newport. So there we go. So what have you been up to, Steph? Anyway, it's been a while since we spoke.
Yeah, it's been chaotic, but we've just had, well, me and my family, we've just had a really bad cold, so it's just been hectic. My little boy, he's not very well still, so yeah, it's been a bit chaotic, unfortunately.
You're better now, though. Are you feeling a bit better?
Yeah. It's just my youngest. He's the last one to get over it. So, but yeah, it's been hard getting into premieres and that, and my mental health hasn't been too good either. So,
like Lula said, don't stress. You know, and I feel guilty that I can't be on everyone's premiere.
Yeah,
I can't. You know, it's life. And life gets in the way sometimes. And I think Koenig's put in comments earlier, watch who you want, when you want, when you can, and support who you want, you know? That's what it's all about. It's not about, oh, you're not my friend because you didn't turn up to my premiere. You know, it's not that. No. It's who knows what's happening in people's real lives.
Yeah,
I think the sad thing is, it's like with Lula's situation, was the fact that she always made an effort where she could to be on everybody's premiere wherever she could, and then again people were suddenly blanking her. You know, it's horrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, just do what you can for people. You know, and again, I want to support people where I can. I'll be honest. Most days I get to watch one YouTube video, and that's normally about 6 o'clock in the morning, whilst I'm having a cup of coffee before I leave the house. So I can't watch everybody's video, and I do apologize about that. But what I do try and do is, if I see one and I've got 10 minutes, is try and watch it then. It is what it is.
Yeah.
So what you been up to with your channel? What your plans? Are you feeling better?
Well, I've just done some geode coasters, and believe it or not, today is my 1 year anniversary for my channel.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
I don't know, do we sing happy birthday for a 1 year YouTube anniversary?
You don't have to.
No, I think we'll lose a load of people if I do that.
So I'm on a Valentine's spree. It's like season at the moment, so it's going to end on Saturday.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to get a Froggy Friday in, but we'll have to see.
You've just reminded me I should have poured some frogs this weekend for a work colleague. Oops. I know what I'm doing tomorrow.
Yeah, I should have really poured something tonight, but I'm a bit tired.
Yeah. I get it. And again, I've been distracted, as you can imagine, by this last week.
Yeah.
I just, as I say, I felt it had to be done. You know, it's just bullying doesn't have a place in this space.
If I'm honest, everybody's different in the world, and I don't think anybody should have the right to make somebody who's different to them feel small when they're doing something wonderful. They have no right to take that away from you.
No. I think that's why that's why I showed those stories from people that reached out. That's what made me determined, you know. I love the people in this community, and the fact that she's ruined at least a few people's dreams already.
Yeah.
It had to stop. And you know what? She's probably going to try and do something to close me down at some point, you know. I think she'll try and threaten it. She'll try and do whatever she can now. But the difference is I'm not afraid. I'll stand up to her, and whatever will be, because I know I've done nothing wrong. And I'm a firm believer in doing the right thing, you know.
Yeah.
And again, has that gotten me in trouble in life before? Yes. But it's my personality, and I can't change that.
Oh, no. You should never change your personality for other people. That's not how the world works. If you're changing yourself for somebody else, it can be seen as abuse, and it shouldn't be attempted. You should just be you and just do what you want to do.
Yeah. Which is what I've been trying to do. And hopefully I'm bringing some people along for the journey is the plan. So we'll see what happens. But as I say, I appreciate you coming up as well. It's I know it's not easy to jump up on the camera, especially when you're not feeling very well. So
yeah.
But
If I'm honest, I was a bit afraid to come on because my confidence has taken such a knock lately. So, in fact, there's been a couple of times where, and I've said this to Lula and the rest of them, I've actually thought about stopping making videos altogether.
Right.
So, yeah, it's gotten to that point.
I like you. I think you enjoy it from our conversation.
I do.
Don't. I think you put a lot of pressure on yourself from conversations you've had. I think you look at your analytics too much. Forget them for a year. Do a video whenever you can. Do that, and then go back to being passionate about the art, enjoying it, to switch off. You know, and then later on, if you're feeding up to it and you want to go again and you want to do, I don't know, 2-3 videos a week, do it then when you're ready. But that's the thing. Not everyone's the same. Not everyone grows the same either. And I think that's one of the hardest things.
I think I've been spoilt in what happened last year, where I had about 20 people subscribed to me all at once, and I was feeling really good about myself. But then at the end of the year, it started slowing down. So I think I've been a bit spoilt in people coming to me when they did, and then it slowed down. I think I've just got to understand that, every YouTuber goes through this apparently, it slows down and then eventually it'll pick back up again.
I think it's a different journey for everyone as well.
Yeah.
And again, some people might do one video and it goes viral and then they grow straight away, but that's luck of the draw sometimes. And I think the biggest thing for me about anybody on YouTube is if it gets to the point where you're putting more pressure on yourself than enjoying it, take a step back and go back to enjoying it, because I think then your videos will automatically sound like you're enjoying it more potentially. People will pick up on that and you'll start growing again. But again, it's also about fitting it around life, because believe it or not, YouTube's not the most important thing in the world. People may disagree with me. But there are more important things in life, and I think that's the thing. We enjoy doing it. Only do it if you're still enjoying it. If you're not, then it's not having a positive impact,
No.
That's the key. You've got to have it the right way for you, and you've got to enjoy it. Don't let it stress you out.
Well, I'm trying not to stress me out.
Yeah, take one. It can take one video, and then you grow. Lula's saying there, but you never know when that's going to be either. I've had some of my videos where they got to 200 views, and they just stood there for 6 months, and then all of a sudden they've started to grow, and I don't know why. It's part of it, And I think that's the thing. It's. I don't know what. And my biggest video so far over the last 2 years, I think is one of my worst.
Yeah.
Because I actually go halfway through, I start humming and walk off in the middle of my living room. But that's the one that YouTube decided is pushing. So I don't know how it works. I don't think anybody, no matter what they tell you out there, knows exactly how it works. Otherwise, they'd be a millionaire. I think that's why it's important to just step away from it and just say, am I still enjoying what I'm doing? And there's been times over the last year where I've weighed up dropping down to one video a week. I'll be honest, because everything has been kind of compiling. I haven't done it, and I think I'm okay. But I often, once a month, I'll just step back and I'll go, right, okay, am I a couple of weeks ahead? Brilliant. That's great. I can take a week off. I can take a step back. I don't need to do any editing, or even just once a week, I'll have one night where I'll say, this is my no YouTube night. I won't do a live. I won't do a video, and I won't do a pour. Well, sometimes I'll do a pour, but that's the thing. You have to have that space as well for yourself. Otherwise, I think it will just consume you.
Well, that's why I've not been able to get to many premieres lately, because I have actually, and I've said this to Lula and the rest of them as well, I have actually been obsessing with YouTube lately, and I've just said to everybody, look, I need to take a step back. I need to have some time with Scotty, and I need to make sure I'm like giving the kids the attention they need and all of that. And I need to do something else other than YouTube, because otherwise, like you've just said, it's not going to be enjoyable anymore. So,
and don't get me wrong, I think if you're enjoying it, you know, do one video a month if you want. Keep going if you want, but you've got to prioritize what's right for you. And if at the minute that's your family and spending more time with them, that's a lot more important than YouTube. You know? Your family's going to be there for you. YouTube might not be.
No.
that's the thing. But yeah, it's it's been great having you back on though. It's been nice to see you and make sure you're okay.
Yeah, it's been nice coming back. I've not been able to come to your lives either for a while, so it's been nice coming back in.
I always say to people, if you can turn up, great. You know when they are. If you can't, stress. You know, people, and do you know what? We get some people, different people every week, and that's the fun of it. You know, people can do it every week, and that's the beauty. You know, and it's great to see that. Do you know what? Even in this chat now, I recognize people from that first live way back when. And unfortunately, my first live actually is no longer there because that was one person.
Oh, yeah.
And I removed it, you know, so I think it's what it is. The only reason I didn't remove the second one that I did with that person is so that I had the evidence which I shared earlier.
I'm sorry, Lula. I'll go watch it later. Don't be too disappointed in me.
I don't know if she's referring to the one we did together. That was funny. She had me painting.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she's got you on that one, Andy.
Yeah, she beat me definitely, but it was good fun. But no. Has anybody else in chat got any questions at the minute? If you put them in caps lock, let's run this for about another 10-15 minutes to allow anybody to ask any questions. Again, if you want to come up on camera, feel free. If you don't, then don't have to. But yeah, I think hopefully you've all seen the truth in the matter tonight, and that's what I wanted this to be about. I didn't want to, and again, I want to stress, I don't want anybody to go and target this person either. Please don't do that, because it doesn't make us any better then. So
no, be the bigger person. Just leave it in the past.
Yeah, two wrongs don't make right. And again, I genuinely think this person in their head believes that I have bullied them and I am a thug, you know, so it's hard to sort of combat that if somebody's like that. Resin Poorhouse is trying to get on. Well, time to click the link. They're not in the studio yet. I think I saw them earlier, Lula, but they're not there now. So get them back on. I think it's Jen at Resin Poorhouse. Let me just put this back in and let's see if she wants to come up. There's the link, Jen. If you click on that link, it will give you an invite to come on. If you want to come on camera, feel free. I'm glad you're doing well, Jen. I'd love to see your videos again. It's been about 8 months, I think, since your last video. Oh, no, she's not trying to get on. Okay, ignore the link. That's fine. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I've always found in life the only way to stop bullies is to stand up to them. And if it was just me, I might have even let it go, to be honest, you know?
Yeah.
But the fact that they'd been targeting other channels that I know of. And then they approached Lula. I couldn't stop myself from doing it. And because it shouldn't happen, you know? This whole community deserves better. And I think
this community shouldn't be about going after each other, like you say. It's supposed to be about supporting each other and, you know, learning from each other and just being friends. I mean, you don't have to be friends with everybody, sure, but, you know, don't drag them down as well, you know?
Yeah. And if you don't like somebody, ignore them.
Exactly.
That's what I would always advise, you know?
Yeah.
And again, don't go DMing everyone saying, oh, I don't like this person, I don't like that person, you know? It doesn't help anybody. It just creates negativity. And I've always said positivity breeds positivity, and that's why I always try and insert
definitely
positive people. All right, but if there's no more questions, I think there's people needing to get the tea, needing to get on with the night.
I need to go to bed.
I do, yeah. I've got work in the morning, so
I've got school run to do in the morning.
I'm hoping to get a good night's sleep tonight, though, and get rid of these bags, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Who loves Andy's clock?
Oh gosh, Lula, that's what she said.
Yeah, she said clock, everyone. But yeah, if anyone's got any more questions, I'm going to give it another 5 minutes or so, and then we'll close it down. But I do, again, just once again, I appreciate everyone that's here. I appreciate everyone that's listened. Again, thank you to the people in chat. I don't think there's been animosity in there, which is great. And I said that I wanted that from the start. But I just want to reiterate, I don't want any retaliation against this person whatsoever. I just hope it stops it all now. And that's all I want. You know, if you want to support me, brilliant. If you want to support them, brilliant. You're free to do so. What you're not free to do is slander other channels. It's as simple as that. And let's keep supporting each other. And if you see this happening to somebody else, or somebody sends you a DM which sounds nasty about somebody else, either reach out to that person that it's about and ask them, and then make your decision. And thank you to the people that have reached out to me. And that was the other sad thing the other day. People were showing me support in my Discord and then automatically being booted from that Discord. It's just, again, it's sad. So again, all I'll say is, again, if you don't want people to see what your thoughts are about somebody as well, don't type them, don't send them. Then they'll never know. You know, keep it to yourself if you don't like somebody, and try your best to just support everybody. That was a question. Am I feeling better now it's all out in the open? I don't know. Being honest, probably a few days before it feels a little bit better and a weight's been lifted. But I think wait and see what happens. You know, I don't think that this person's personality will let it just lie. I think there will be more to come. So we'll see what happens over the next few days and weeks, you know. But yeah, no, if there's no more questions, I think we'll close it out. Allow me to get some sleep. It's been great having you back on as well, Stefan. Genuinely, think about you. That's all that matters. Yeah. Nothing else. YouTube doesn't matter. Views don't matter. Growth doesn't matter. Think about you. And if you're enjoying it, brilliant. If you're not, then take a break. You know? Yeah. Simple as that. There's no harm. And guess what? When you're ready, YouTube will still be there.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
You know?
And I just want to say thank you, everybody in the chat, for saying all those nice things and supporting me as well. It really does mean a lot. And, you know, don't let bullies get you down.
No.
It's not worth it.
I agree. And hopefully you all know the truth now. You know, that's what this is about. It's about the truth being out there. And if any of you do disagree and you think I'm a bully or a thug or whatever, feel free, reach out to me. We can talk. You know, I'm happy to talk to anyone. As you've probably seen on these lives, I don't hide in messages. I'll do it live if you want, you know, because I think it's the best way to be transparent. Good luck. Yeah.
And at the end of the day, karma comes around anyway. So,
and again, we'll see. And I'll keep everybody in the loop on what happens, regardless. So yeah, we'll see. But no, appreciate everybody in chat. Appreciate everybody that's been brave enough as well to send me stuff in DMs of what's been going off, even if you didn't want me to share it tonight. Again, keep doing that, because if this person does do what I think they'll do, I think the more evidence I've got, the better. So again, if this person has ever sent you a message specifically about me or my channel, I won't take it personally, but if you want to send it on so I've got it, I'd really appreciate it. And again, please, I'll reiterate this. I don't want anybody to go after. I don't want any comments. I don't want any of that. I want this to stay a positive community. And that's why I've done this, because something was affecting the community. and I don't want that negativity to continue. So please, let's not add to it. Let's leave it there. Let's leave all the drama there. Let's carry on just having fun, creating and sharing and enjoying each other's channels and growing together. All right. Brilliant. And I'll see you all soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye.